Nothing new, nothing new. Rhino Republicans in Congress and those who pretend that they're not rhinos, but maybe are of a different ilk, have just proposed and passed so-called legislation that solves the problem, does not, of federal judges abusing their power, particularly Democrat leftist federal judges, and some George W. Bush judges as well. I might add, there's one Trump judge, McFadden, in there I'll throw into the mix. These federal judges believe they're above the law. Not all of them. Some of them are honest, but most of them play it by their own ideology and political beliefs, particularly when it comes to President Trump and when it comes to, frankly, Larry Klayman and Freedom Watch and groups like that that try to make change and make things better in this country from a conservative libertarian perspective. But lo and behold, the Judiciary Committee, run by Jim Jordan, comes up with legislation that says that injunctions only apply to the parties that are before it. That is a total sham and a total ruse. Of course, we know that's the case. They didn't do anything. And of course, they know that it'll never get through the Senate. So what they're trying to do is take the monkey off their back because for 8 years, Jim Jordan, as chairman of the Judiciary Committee in the House of Representatives, has done nothing, nada, zilch, except go on Fox News and showcase and pontificate with his rolled up sleeves and no jacket, former wrestling coach from Ohio State, Mr. Tough Guy, but he does little to nothing. And this is the problem, is that there is no reform that will come out of Congress. So you need to go to Freedom Watch if you want to protect President Trump and your interests, because we're bringing citizens' grand juries. We're going to seek indictments before the people, the American people, of these judges for violating their oath of office and flagrantly violating the law. We're going to give them an opportunity to defend themselves, just like they would give us, if you want to believe that, an opportunity. Not really. And they can come in and make their case in front of a jury. We'll have a jury. You can go to freedomwatchusa.org if you want to sign up for a citizens grand jury and then a trial petit jury, and they'll have their opportunity to be heard. And I'm convinced they'll be convicted because it's clear they're exceeding their authority, and they know that they're exceeding their authority. There's already nearly 200 lawsuits against the Trump administration and President Trump for things that he has authority to do as the commander-in-chief, as the chief executive of our government. They know it's wrong. The Democrats and the left pick judges they know are leftist. They pick Obama judges. They pick Biden judges. They pick Clinton judges because they file it in a district where it's heavily leftist or where you have these rhinos that George W. Bush put on the bench. And make no mistake about it, George W. Bush was really no conservative in many ways. He was establishment, the Bush family, pure establishment. And that's what we've got. If it wasn't for President Trump, none of these Republicans would do anything, even if it's cosmetic and a sham like right now, because he can have them defeated in primary elections. But it's up to you, the American people, to stand up, to be there for President Trump, to be there for his agenda. We are his, in effect, his private law firm. Pam Bondi can't do everything as Attorney General. She has 95% of her staff, frankly, who figuratively want to slit her throat, and maybe actually, as a matter of fact. They're leftists. They're Democrats. She's had to fire a number of them. The Trump administration and President Trump's had to fire a number of people in government because they're not loyal. They pretend that they want to be part of this government. But if you go back and you look, as Laura Loomer did with regard to 6 national security staffers, you'll see they're anti-Trumpers. There are many people at the outset of President's campaign that were anti-Trump. Mark Levin was anti-Trump. Ben Shapiro was anti-Trump. Other people were anti-Trump. Well, they wised up. They got smart, and they realized that they had to go along because that's what the conservatives wanted, and now they're great allies, and I commend that. But the fact is that some people that are burrowed in the judiciary and in the administration who are disloyal, and who, if not disloyal, there's simply rabid leftists, socialists, communists, atheists, you name it. So I want you to go to freedomwatchusa.org, contribute to our cause with tax-deductible contributions. We are your real Justice Department, a Justice Department for the American people. And we are working in tandem with the Justice Department of President Trump in a private capacity. We make our own decisions, but we're supporting his agenda, and you need to support it too. It's not enough now that he's been elected, to think he can do everything by himself. He can't. And he's only there for 4 years. There's no political messiah. We love what he's doing and we support him, but we must stand up for ourselves in conjunction with his agenda. So go to freedomwatchusa.org, contribute to our cause with tax-deductible contributions. Get my book, the most recent one, It Takes a Counter-Revolution, Wake Up America. I get to the core of the problem with the judges and how we can fix it. But it's not going to happen out of the Republican, so-called Republican House of Representatives, which, as usual, sells you a bill of goods, which produces little to nothing. In fact, in this case, nothing. Thank you for listening to me. God save you. God save the nation. May God and the Father and the Son keep everyone safe in these very perilous times. I'll be back on Monday with another special podcast. Until then, thank you for listening to me.